Well, flood victims are suing the city of San Diego for not doing enough to keep them safe. Joining us now to talk about this case is the lawyer in blue jeans, Justin Isaac. Good morning, Justin. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Just to be clear, you're not the attorney representing the flood victims in this case,
Correct.
but you have looked at the case and analyzed what's going on here. So explain exactly what these residents, about 300 of them involved now, are saying about the city.
Well, they're basically alleging that the city failed to maintain the stormwater system, and as a result of that, their flooding was way worse and way more catastrophic than it otherwise would have been. So they're saying that there was negligence, there was a nuisance, trespass even, and essentially that the city didn't maintain the stormwater systems well enough. And as a result of it, the flooding was just way worse than anticipated.
Now, the burden of proof is obviously on these residents.
Yeah.
And so what will they, in your professional opinion, have to bring forward in order to, you know, I guess have the judge find in favor?
Well, it's a big claim. I don't think they'll ever make it to trial because usually they don't. But they're essentially going to have to prove that this was the cause of the major flooding. The city is pushing back already by saying that this is a once-in-a-generation flood.
100-year storm.
Exactly.
We've heard that term.
And that it's not their fault. As a result, the stormwater systems, no matter how greatly maintained they were or not, wouldn't have been able to handle it. And so the burden of proof is on the plaintiffs to show that, but the cause, it's going to be tough. And the interesting thing is insurance companies are leaving San Diego, we know that, or leaving California, because they can't make any money. But if they see that the city is getting sued, there's a chance that the insurance companies are going to come in and say, hey, we want to defer some of our losses because with that flood, their losses are huge for people making claims.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much exactly are they suing for? What would the payout be per resident if they do win?
So that's where it gets interesting. It's $100 million right now, and I think that per person, it's going to be, every single situation will be different. When you have 270 people who are listed as plaintiffs right now, it's probably going to get larger. But each person has different damages. And so each person's going to have to make a claim for whatever they, you know, their damages were plus whatever they can get on top, because you always want to get as much as you can. So that means that some people are going to get a lot less. Some people might get a lot more. It really just depends on how bad their house was damaged.
Now, is this something that the city attorney's office will solely be dealing with, or do you think they could bring in outside counsel to help defend in this case?
They could, if it's a huge number like that. 100 million is, you know, is pretty sizable. And now, granted, that's probably only 100 houses in San Diego nowadays, but they might bring in outside counsel to help with this because that's such a big cost and it'd be such a big hit that I don't know. I'm not sure exactly, but that would be a good question to ask.
Now, I know you don't think this will go to trial, so you think there could be some sort of settlement reached beforehand?
I would assume so, yeah.
But in going through each of those individual plaintiffs' homes and the damages incurred, that could be a lengthy time before any resident sees money.
It's most likely going to be years. The system itself is very slow, and when you're evaluating 270 individual cases with individual damages, you have to also see, what about this person? Did the storm affect them in the same way that they're alleging? It's going to take a very long time.
And I mean, when you brought up a great point with these insurance companies, for residents that are near these large stormwater systems, the drainage systems that we've seen, and for future coverage for these residents, what could that look like?
That's an interesting landscape that's always changing because of the problems that we're having with insurance in California.
Right.
And if the city's failing to maintain something like that, their premiums could be higher. And the real burden here is that they're going to try and say that this was reasonably foreseeable of a result, right? Was the failure to maintain the stormwater systems the reasonable and foreseeable result? Whereas the city's going to say no, because no matter what we would have done, it would have been like this regardless.
Yeah, really hard to argue these hypotheticals, right?
Yeah, that's what we do in court, right?
Right. Justin, thank you so much for your expertise this morning. Appreciate it. And of course, we will stay on top of following a very interesting case.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.